Hey guys, welcome back, and today we're going to be talking about how to get your birds to eat fruits and vegetables. So, yeah, I know how difficult it can be because it took me about a month and a half to get my birds to actually eat fruits and veggies. Because birds are such picky eaters and they pick their least favorites, and they are not always up to trying new things. So, I know the struggle. But I'm just going to show you the ways that some people do it and it works for them, and I'm going to show you how it worked for me. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So this is how I did it. So basically what I do is take a piece of it and rip it off with my nail. It can be anything really. I just rip it off with my nail and make it super duper small. Do you see that? Yeah, so birds will normally try something that's much tinier because it doesn't look so, I guess, intimidating or whatever. They're weird. So if you give them a tiny little piece, they're probably gonna try it. ZB likes to try little things, and that's how we got into eating Chop, because he is just a picky eater. If you can rip it off into a small little piece, or you can cut it, just make sure it's like literally almost microscopic, like super small, because then they're gonna want to try it, because it just doesn't look so gross. It's just like this little pebble, and birds like to nibble on things anyway, so they're just gonna nibble it and they're gonna eat it. And they may fling it across the room a few times, but don't stop trying to give it to them if they fling it or whatever once, because it's their first time trying it and it's kind of weird taste. But then they'll eventually start to love it. So they didn't know what this was until like a month ago, when I actually showed them what they were eating, because they always had it in Chop and they didn't know what the leaf was. It's a spinach leaf, by the way. That's my hamster's new cage. So fruits and vegetables with stems like this are great because you can put them between the bars of your cage, and then it just kind of acts like a toy or whatever, and it just holds it there. And birds love broccoli because it's like seeds, so it's basically the millet vegetable. So when it's hanging out there, it's perfect. Now it may take some time for your bird to get used to eating their Chop and vegetables and stuff, but they'll eventually learn to love it, and they will all pick their favorites. ZB's is spinach and carrots, and Sweet Pea's is spinach and strawberries. People will also place it inside of their toys or hanging inside their cage somewhere, because it acts as like green paper apparently, but that never worked for my birds after like trying forever. So yeah, another way of showing them that it's not dangerous by taking a bite yourself. I don't like that because your saliva is not good for birds, and I just don't want to eat it right now. Alright, so some great, like, beginner, I guess, starter fruits and vegetables for your birds are ones that have stems and seeds. So birds, as you can tell, obviously they love seeds, so broccoli and strawberries are definitely on the top list of best to start out with, because the seeds look so tempting and the birds want them so much. So that's perfect for your birds. And ones with stems, so right here, stems, they just look kind of interesting, and birds like to like peck at things that they find kind of weird. So if a fruit or a vegetable has a stem, like so, your bird will probably test it out. Definitely not the fruit part of it, but you know. Another great way is to sneak it into your food. So don't blame me for this. I am trying to switch their food up again, so I'm in the process of doing that. Anyway, another great thing is to take little pieces and just drop it in their food, like so. So they may never know that it's there, and then mix it up. So once you just put this, it looks more like a pebble, especially if you have colored pellets, which are not good for your bird, but I am changing it, like I said.
because they have added sugars and dyes are definitely not good.
And like I said, every bird has their favorites and least favorites, so if they don't like it and you keep trying and they just really are not going to do it, then just switch it up and give them something else, because if you give them something else, they may like that. Sweet pea loves strawberries, especially because of the seeds, and what bird doesn't love seeds? And the broccoli. Broccoli is perfect for birds. All right, and also celery is pretty good for them, as long as you don't give it to them too much, because it is full of water. There are a bunch of watery ones like celery, iceberg, or romaine. I think it's iceberg lettuce. And yeah, so it's all of that. As long as you don't give them celery leaves and stuff off the celery, that's good, because the leaves are bad for your bird. Okay, now I'm gonna make chop.